Hey kids, how you doing? So I've already done a speedrun video today. Well, it's not a speedrun, not an official one, but it was so disappointing. And I was carving my next didgeridoo outside, and we've had a little light shower, so thought, sod it, let's do another one. Okay, so I'm playing my normal black repertoire here, the Ponziani. Okay, this is the Ponziani Countergambit. You can play f5 against most things from this position. The Ponziani, the idea of the Ponziani is to support the d4 push. I'm countering that immediately. If he pushes, I'm just going to take. Okay, but here we attack the knight anyway. This is the whole point, really, of the Kruger repertoire, is that this move causes problems. If he goes here, I'll take, give him doubled isolated d-pawns. He can't go here because I just take him outright. He can't go here and he can't go here because my queen will take. Right, so what's he going to do? So this is one of those kind of gambit lines where you really shouldn't take. It's just like the Vienna gambit with the addition of, well, it's played backwards. What's the Vienna gambit? Yes, it's the other knights are out. But the principle is exactly the same. So in the Vienna gambit, you've got e4, then you've got knight here. Oh, okay, so I see what you're thinking. You're thinking you can, if I take you, you've got this, right? Then if I move my king, you've got, it's not checkmate. Okay, so hang on. Good thinking, Hemanth. So if I take a queen here, can't I just go knight f7? You know, I do believe I can. Here, queen here, knight f7, blocked. Ha! I mean, you're looking at knight g6, yes, after this. And then there's pawn takes, but knight f7 is alright. I'm expecting bishop c4. But bishop c4 can be met by d5 with tempo. And let's have another tempo. Raise the tempo. Okay, now look at this. We've got a King Kahunas and he's resigned. Well, you didn't need to do that. Well, you are a piece down. Oh, well, that was disappointing. Oh, was he a good sport? Yes. Alright, we'll do another one. And we've got the black pieces again. e4, e5, of course we do. I'm on 1088 now. And we have a centre game. Are we going to get a Danish? No. Oh, well. Now, this is not the most common line in the world. The obvious move, like against the Scandinavian when the queen captures the pawn, is to bring the knight out straight away and attack. This just doesn't make any sense because you walk straight into a pawn. Don't walk straight into a pawn. So I don't see any argument for that. The bishop defends g7 and back goes the queen. Okay. Right. So we're in the opening. We want to develop our stuff. I'm wondering, maybe b6, and there's two reasons behind b6. One is I can fianchetto my light squared bishop, because I can't, well, no, I can't really. If I play d5 now and takes queen, no, takes comes with discovered check, so d5 is out of the question. d6 blocks in this bishop, but b6, A, prepares a possible queenside fianchetto, but also supports this square on c5, where I can drop my bishop with extra tempo, and it also targets f2, and it targets g1, where the king might want to go. The knight is still defended by the d-pawn. What's not to like? I think we're good. My hunch is that this line for white is unsound, for obvious reasons, right? He's broken a golden rule. Don't put your queen in the middle of the board. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. You're right, Woody. Bloody hell. So this is the threat. Free development, because it comes with the tempo. White has to spend his next move running away with the queen. And I've got a knight in the board. And I've got a bishop in the board. And I'm only kind of 2 moves away from castling, in theory. Okay, he pins the knight. Well, he doesn't pin it. Doesn't pin it. I can play this anyway, can't I? Now, what I've got to bear in mind is it undefends g7. But then I've got, for example, queen f6. So if I do this, he does this. I mean, I've even got knight here hitting the bishop and c2. Know what I mean? Or is there anything better? I don't see anything better than developing a bishop for free. And I don't mind sticking my queen here. Yeah, it inconveniences the knight, but the knight can always go there, buddying up with that knight, leaving me free to short castle and carry on with my day. Now, we've got to worry about this pawn slightly. I can't move that pawn because it's actually the only defender of this knight, making this knight like a type 2 undefended piece, I think, as Naroditsky would put it. Now, interestingly, queen f6 hangs this pawn here. So maybe we don't want to do that. It does hang the pawn, but then it... Go on then, go on then, I can't resist. Go on, free pawn. Then queen takes f2 check. King's forced here. My bishop's protected. My rook is not, but the queen can't get to it because she can't go here or here. The pawn's protected. Everything's kind of safe. In fact, doesn't that might even shut the door on the queen. Oh. Let's have a look. Queen here. No, no. No, rook take. Okay, okay, okay. Right, now what I want to do is castle, right? I can't do this because it drops the knight and hangs a king-rook fork. Very bad idea, my friend. I could move my knight. Not here, because it's attacked twice. But here. Here. I mean, the pawn's still hanging, isn't it? This Paulson attack. What fun. Okay. Knight g7 is a thought-a-rooney. He could then capture on here. Kind of like that. Yes, the pawn hangs, but then so does the bishop. And so does c2. So I go here, we're going to have knight takes and then queen takes, and I'm threatening to come in here again. Aren't I? Now, I would be surprised if somebody rated in the 1000 to 1100 has this much prepared, because the Ponziani Countergambit is... no, it's not the Ponziani Counter, forget it, that was the last game. Losing my bloody marbles. Is there any more coffee in the pot? Okay, so I'm thinking queen takes with a big threat, right? Now we might have bishop out here. Nah, I can take this. Threaten the rook, threaten the knight. It's sharp as, isn't it? But I need to recapture. Now, taking with the bishop still threatens this. If I take with the queen, I still defend g7. Either way, nothing defends c7. But queen can't take c7. Do I take with the knight? Could have bishop out here. If I take with the queen, I've got this, but then I've got this. Okay, let's take with the queen, see what happens. That is quite likely, but then this, you take bishop, I take rook. The knight is pinned then if my queen's on here and there's no bishop. Okay, alright. It appears We live to fight another day. Now, we have to take stock. Right, queen defends this. Bishop is kind of tied. C6 is a thought here. Because he can't go there because bishop takes. Can't stay there. Going back is just poor. Here queen takes. Here. So he's going to have to go here or here, isn't he? And it saves my loose pawn. It does inconvenience my bishop somewhat because it had fantasies of going to that square. But needs must, you know. Maybe knight h6, so it doesn't get in the way of my queen's defense of g7. Or knight here and castles. Okay, this is very well defended right now. How are we doing? This, I can't improve it there. d5 is a thought. But in a way, I don't really want to open up his bishop neither. Bishop d6 hits the queen one more time. As the song goes, you can't go there, you can't go there. You can't stay there, you can't go on any of these. The pawn can't push because I can take it with bishop or queen. He's not going to undefend this pawn anytime soon. It's defended 3 times. He'd have to move 2 defenders for it to be a genuine target for me. Another thought is just this, maybe castles, maybe this. I would love to stop him from pushing this pawn and activating that bishop. But I don't have an e-pawn to do that with. Knight here is a thought. Queen there doesn't work because I just lose the queen. Bishop here and then queen there may work. So let's give that throw that one in. Now I've blocked this pawn again. So I am kind of in a clumsy position here. But I could stick my bishop there. Now knight h6 comes with tempo. You can't stay there, you can't take there, you can't go there, you can't go there, you can't go there, you can't go there. It's a development with tempo, but then where's the knight going from there? Very hard to tell. I'd love to be able to move this pawn now and with the discovery on the queen. Maybe this is just right, you know? At least I get to castle. Then I might move my f-pawn, then I might stick my knight on f7. Then my knight might come to there, blocking this pawn forever. Positional, right? He's only got 2 pieces out on the board. If I can neutralise one of them, what's he got? He's got a queen-only attack. Oh, cock. That might... yeah, I didn't see that. I honestly did not see that. I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. There we go, yeah. Well, bugger that one right in the ear. Queen can't go there. No. Okay, but that's an equal trade. I'm still thinking of this, right? Might then push like d6, discovery, queen goes away, get the bishop out, castles. It's a bloody interesting game though. This, maybe d6, maybe d5, I don't know, but I don't know. That was a mistake on my part. Having said that, we now have a semi-open g-file. Hello. Also, I could even renew my idea of fianchettoing this bishop, targeting g2. And with a rook there after I castle. So bishop here, castles, yeah. I can easily then stick a rook onto g8. Then this pawn really can't move, so it's staying in the way of the bishop, and the bishop's a bit frozen out. I see your mind. Okay, d6 now attacks his queen. You move your bishop, I take your queen. You take my queen, I take your bishop, knight takes. Or we just move with the queen. I think my bishop's happier here, but I mean, ain't nothing wrong with this. What about d5? d5. He moves his bishop. I do like this. Grab a pawn with tempo. He has to take, then I win the queen outright and attack his rook. So d6 or d5 could work with the kind of desperado in between move, because the queen's undefended. Does he have such a similar move? So let's say d6. Has he got any checks? Well, no. I mean, you could go there, you could take that. Either way, I'll take the queen. And when the bishop moves, it can't move with check. So I'm going to go quiet d6, I think. I'm not scared. It's quite an advanced idea, this. I think that forcing move, just winning the extra pawn. Because a lot of people think, oh, I've got a discovery against your queen. That's forcing, I can stop thinking now. Fortunately, the bishop can't take anything when it moves, because it's only got a few squares. It could go here. Okay, so he's moved his queen out the way. Right. Okay. Now, I have maybe queen g7. Kind of ties the whole room together, doesn't it? He's got no dark squid bishop. I also have this. That's a thought. Queen can't go there. 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 Queen retreats. That has to be an improvement. I also defend h6, yeah? I think the queen is forced back to one of those two squares. Is it a one-move threat? Possibly. And I'm still not entirely happy about this situation. I could maybe do this. Depends where the queen goes. Let's see where the queen goes. I still have queen g7, which I quite like. Lining up against my opponent's soft wobbly bits, which in this instance is called g2. Okay. Wouldn't we love to bring out our bishop with tempo? Now then, still this bishop can't do any damage when it moves. That's a key thing with the discovery. So I think I just get to move the queen away for free. But is there any point at all in leaving the queen there? Could I just, for example, play queen e5? Queen e5 just looks lush. Queen g7... I don't know. Queen g5, I'm looking at this. Am I going to double up with the bishop at some point? Maybe. I'm well out of reach of the knight. I'm completely out of reach of the bishop because I'm on the wrong complex. He's still only got a queen, and it blocks the pawn. So, sold. I'm thinking about this to defend this pawn. Castles. Maybe even fianchettos and castles. Again, blocking this pawn is a bit of a theme. Bishop here. Two eyes on this. Now I could castle and put two defenders. I could just push it out the way. Just push, yeah? It takes away the g8 square from my rook. Here, we could have us a trade, and that is not too bad. And then I'm ready to castle. Bishop e6. He can't take there because he loses his queen. Right? Bishop e6. He might run away. fine. And then I get to castle. If he takes, I could probably take with the pawn. But I could also take with the queen. And then jamming this pawn isn't so much of an issue. I still get to castle. Okay, now big question. It's not that big a question really. I mean, pawn takes is very obvious because it's currently isolated. No e-pawn, no g-pawn. Am I worried about the queen coming in? Not in the slightest. Am I worried about this knight? Nope. I'm going to castle, add another defender to this because it does currently have a rook looking at it, which is not the most comfortable thing in the world. I might think about this, but it's a bloody good game so far. Much better than the last one. Last one was dog shit. That's a technical chess term. Well, no, last one was interesting actually, but my opponent just resigned for no reason at all, apart from being down a piece. Quite like this one though. I'm enjoying myself in this one. Ah, checkity-doo-dah. Right. Yes, now my king has to move because there's no way to block the check. And now my mouse is suddenly sped up for no reason at all. Okay. Sorry, king e7 is a thought for sure. Reason is we've got a semi-open file here. It defends this pawn another time. I don't really want to put it in line with the rook. Here, am I worried about the knight coming in? No, my pawn's really gone. My pawn? My mouse. My pointer has gone faster. How are we doing? This knight is not good. It can't go there, there, there. So he's got a bad knight. He's still really only attacking with Hamaj. That hangs a pawn, if not two. So he saw he had a bad knight. Do I want to take this one or do I want to split these up? I'm not castling queenside, so actually creating a hole here is maybe not the end of the world and gives him two isolated pawns. This one has my queen in front and is also in line with the king. So this one, let's say he plays rook fe1. He's threatening to move the knight again with a discovery on the queen. Or has he got ideas about coming there? There, knight here, hits this pawn, I could push out the way. Right, I think we grab this pawn. These two are now both also undefended, hanging. Got 5.5 minutes. He's on 10 minutes. And he is currently holding me. Still don't mind this idea. Yeah? Then I've got the brute force idea of just this and move the bishop with some kind of threat of its own. Okay. So this is not a surprise. He threatens this pawn. If I push, he could come in with check. He can't check there. I push, he comes in with check. I move here. He could then come there with check because this pawn here will be pinned. But he can't because the queen takes. So, is it push or is it king d7? King d7 fails to this, I think. Got to be a bit careful. Here, there, king here. can't defend the pawn with my... Oh, I can, actually. Queen c3. Queen c3 is a thought. He can't go there and attack my queen. He can go there and attack my queen. I think queen c3 is tidy enough. So his queen can't come in now. I could play this rook over to f8, potentially even this rook over to f8, and prevent the queen from coming into f7. It's a very solid performance from white so far. I think we want to bring a rook over. Probably this rook, actually. I don't think it's really needed on the h-file. Hard to make an argument for that. And f7's a perfectly good square for it, to be honest, I think. Defending this pawn, preventing the queen from coming... Longest my opponent has spent thinking is 50 seconds on this. All his moves are 16 to 40 seconds apart from that. But he spent a bit longer over this one. I still don't want... There's no reason to allow him into my position with check. At all. So I think my current idea is probably rook hf8. Well, it's doing a reasonable job. If I can line my queen up against this pawn as well, it kind of ties down this rook here. Now, do I have actually e5 hitting the knight and telling it to go away? Because he can't go there, he can't go there. He can go there, which is fine, he's out of harm's way. There attacks the bishop. But then I can just lodge it on here as well, maybe. Or I can just bring it back to f6. In fact, if the knight moves, it hangs his pawn. Let's say the knight does go here, attacking my bishop. Could I just take the pawn? He takes the bishop, I take the knight, queen takes. I get this pawn. I'm going to line up a rook on g8. I'm going to be threatening g2. That's not too bad. You know, I mean, arguably, his knight is, at the moment, being more useful than my bishop. That's assuming my opponent hasn't lost interest in the game. So I'm kind of liking... Oh, hello. Right then. Now I wanted just to drop my queen back. Do I have this? Haven't got any counterattacks on his queen. That attacks his pawn. This is okay. Looks alright to me. I need to play a bit quicker. I'm down to 4 minutes 13. He just used 3.5 minutes over that move. My queen's on a protected square. White's is not. So if I was able to move this bishop with check, I could win his queen. Now that's not going to happen unless he happens to do this move, which would be foolish. That loses the queen. Play f3. Do it. Do it. No, he's not going to do that. He's playing too well. big fat fly flying around. These fly strips work though. Quite pleased with that. This fly's been here a couple of days now. We've become firm friends. Now, I don't even mind the idea of this takes and... I mean, I do have a reasonable pawn war, which might come in handy against 3 isolated pawns. Well, this one's not technically isolated. It could be defended. Right, but against these guys later on. So maybe keeping my pawns together is the right thing to do. I could just drop my bishop back here, possibly. Queen can't come in. Does hang this pawn, though. Maybe you don't want to do that. Okay, queen there. He wants to come in here. Do I do this? This. Curse this pawn. Mouse. This is a very bad idea because he takes on there with a royal fork. Big no-no. Yeah. So do I push? Queen comes in. I have to go onto the back rank. Don't see any other... I mean, otherwise the pawn's just going to be lost. There's no way for me to defend that pawn. I did not see that. Go here. There's no check there from the queen. There's no check there from the queen. There's no check there. There's no check here. She can't go to any square and check me. My king wants to run away to c7. I probably want to harass the queen. I don't know. The knight still hangs, actually. You can't go there. You can't go there. You can't go there. Knight... That's check. Right, if I take, rook takes, I come here. Rook takes, I lose the queen. So I can't. That was a surprisingly good move. That's all I'm going to say. That just drops the knight. Oh, then that actually drops the queen. Hold that thought. But then, you know, that said, my opponent's used 3.5 minutes, 1.5 minutes, 10 seconds, 22 seconds. That is not the pattern of somebody getting assistance. That is the pattern of somebody thinking. So I'm not making no accusations at this point. The queen is currently kind of shut out of the position. She can't come in with an attack. This, I think, just fails. Again, my opponent is being as creative as he can, but hasn't quite got enough bits to do it with. Now he has got rook takes here. He has got rook goes there. I don't know about this because knight takes the... No, I just lose a rook that way. Rook there. No, queen takes rook. I've got 2 attackers on it, 1 defender. So that doesn't work. But I'm thinking... Okay, he's on 345 now. There, the queen can't stay anywhere. Right. Right. The rook is not too scary. This pawn's well defended. Now, can I pin the knight? Queen takes here is not a threat. Queen there is not a threat, though. There, I can just trade off. I mean, I'm not ahead in material, but... Okay, I'm going to do that anyway. I'm going to put the ball back in his court. I'm on 3 minutes 3. I can't hang around too much. That's not checkmate because rook covers. So queen can't go there, can't go there. Can't go there because I win a rook. The knight is now both pinned and whoa! Okay, do I just run away? There or there? There puts me out of reach of any checks. This does as well because it's any immediate checks. Here he's got that. So I'm going to come here, I think. Right, your queen is still under fire. Whew, man, we've got a scrapper, haven't we? We've got a fighter on our hands here. And I'm not even up a single pawn. This is highly unusual. Okay, you're not attacking the pawn. I can hit the queen one more time. You can't go there because queen takes. You can't go there because king takes. You can't go there because rook takes or king takes. You can't go there because queen takes. Or there. You can't go there. So you can't stay where you are. So you've got a choice of, let's do orange, 1, 2, 3 squares. Okay, well that puts you well out of harm's way for the time being. So what do I do? Okay, I'm not too scared. I'm going to line up a rook against the king. I can't play this, but my bishop's doing a defensive job there, keeping that knight out. Feel like his attack has fizzled now. You know, I've been watching Levy's How to Win at Chess series from a year ago. He had some tough battles with people a few hundred points lower rated. Okay, rook attacks my queen. Wow. Not worried about the rook coming in. So I will propose a trade of queens. He's on 3 minutes 5. He's using about 20 seconds per move. So it's only costing him 10 seconds per move because we've got an increment. That does really mess up my pawns if he accepts. But I'm hoping if it comes to an endgame scrap that experience will tell. But that's coming from me. I'm not the hottest at endgames. There is a potential threat here as well, a bishop here, depending on what happens. Okay, 2 minutes 40, so I'm just up on the clock. His rook cannot infiltrate. His knight could come here. Okay, I'm going to put my king here. Yes, he has a tempting check, but I just move out of the way. Okay, you win a pawn. Well done. He has a check. I move there. Ooh, he doesn't have that. That's fortunate. That's almost a blunder. Okay, I will take that pawn. He still has the one check on there. Okay, move out of the way again. Just looking out for forks now. Knight forks can be pesky at this point in the game. He's not going to move the f-pawn because I have this, which is a nice place for my bishop to be. Also have options of maybe trying to take the pawn if it goes there. What's the point in that? Hard to tell. Okay, let's attack the knight twice. Yes. Got to watch out for this pawn. If he goes here, this rook's currently out of the attacking idea, but if the knight moves, it hangs this rook. Bloody hell. This, and there's a back rank threat. This also defends this pawn. I'm threatening to take the knight. When he recaptures, I take the rook. That is an issue. And the knight can't move. So he's got himself into a little bit of a bind here, hasn't he? Right, if the knight moves, the rook is lost. So he's given an attack against the king with a rook. Now, rooks are much better at attacking kings from a distance because they're vulnerable on the diagonals, obviously. So attacking at point blank range with a rook is tricky because the king has to move off, and he's very likely to move off to the rook's shoulder. Okay, and now he's got this big problem, which I did not notice when he played that move. Okay, okay. So I'm going to throw this in. He's down to 2 minutes 2. If the knight moves, this pawn is vulnerable. I might want to push that, I don't know. But I'm actually threatening a simple back rank mate now. Okay. And checkmate. Wow. You played amazing there. Wow. That was a stunner. A stunner from a 1000. Right, let us go over and review. Okay, here we go. Game review. Wow. White was better for pretty much the entire game, and I played like a numpty. I didn't have any blunders, but 4 misses. He had 3 blunders. I'm cringing now. Ooh. Well, apparently he played lower than his rating. I do not believe that. But I am very curious, so let's go through the whole thing. I mean, it's an unusual, okay, book. And that's a mistake already. Should have done this. If this, I guess I have knight d5, centralizing with tempo, okay. And that was not great. Is it knight again? It's knight again. Yeah, you have to see if there's a good reason not to develop your knight, really. And that's good. Oh, giving up the pawn. Okay, show me. So if queen takes, it's going to be rook g8. And we're actually better. Best move, queen h6. Then we chase the queen with a rook. You're joking. But we've got a load of junk out in the board already. Queen e7. Targeting this. Wow. I mean, that's tough to find. Okay, we'll go back to the line. Okay, so yeah, this was maybe a bit of a one mover. Because I saw that. I thought this was okay. White is just a bit better. That's not better. Should have played the other knight out. And this is a miss. I had bishop d6. Bishop d6 puts black slightly better. Okay. Should have taken with the bishop. And he had knight c3. Okay. Whoa. And a mistake. Man, I don't know. I don't know. It's not how it felt. And that's a mistake. And that's a miss because he had e5. Oh, e5. It blocks the attack on the queen and blocks my queen's... Oh, man. Do you know what? Sometimes I really have to disagree with a fish. Yeah, that was an inaccuracy. I thought it was worse than that. Okay. But let's kind of fast forward to the ending because there was some right fun and games here. So white is crushing me here and shouldn't have traded queens. And there I can capture a rook. How? Oh, jeez. Rook's hanging. The rook's hanging. The rook's hanging. Okay, pawn takes rook. Oh my lord. Right, apologies everybody. Yes, I know. And that's a mistake. Should have gone on the back rank. Okay. Okay, rook on the open file. Nothing clever. And now I'm actually better after this move. Should have centralised his knight, lodging it, protected by a pawn in the centre, attacking my pawn on b6. This is not great, and that's a blunder. And it's like, wait around long enough, there will be a blunder. This is forced. He does this. And now, yeah, oh yeah, the knight was mine. But I knew he was under time pressure. But I just didn't spot, honestly didn't spot that I had the knight. And then blunders mate. So there you go. That was a dirty one. There were fingers in eyes. There was biting, scratching. You know, everything went on there. I thought that was a far better game than the fish did. And sometimes I disagree with the fish. But the point is, it's a game. It's meant to be enjoyed. And engines have zero concept of how enjoyable a game is. I think that both of us had a really, really good fight there. And I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for watching. See you soon.